Well, good morning everyone. Well, I'm about 20 miles away from Seelow Heights. I'm still just in Poland. I was just driving along, and I saw this out on the right hand side. So that's looking towards Germany. Now this must have been some defensive line. This has been hammered. You can see here, cratered. Definitely artillery hit this area. Yeah, look at this. Shell hole there. That'd be a trench line there. We're not even at Seelow Heights yet. Could this have been the position of one of the rear guard units of the German army, as the rest were pushing through back towards Germany? I ain't got much battery left on this camera. I've left the batteries in the car, but we're only sort of looking at craters, shell craters, so it's bloody cold today. Absolutely potted. It's quite strange really, because this would have been the reverse slope. As you can see it. But yeah, look at all these. If we look back towards where we just walked from, there's craters everywhere. Yeah, quite impressive. So yeah, this would have been probably a German defensive line. I mean, the Russian army, basically it was massive. I think they had about 4,000 artillery guns zeroed in on this defensive line. Really, the Germans had no hope of holding it. It was more of a delaying tactic, I think. They did inflict quite high casualties on the Russians. I think the Russians were quite surprised. So they started off with an artillery barrage, and all the Germans done was move back to secondary defensive lines. And as soon as the artillery had finished and the Russians pushed forward, they just moved back. The Germans moved back into their frontline trenches and just annihilated them. It's quite strange why the Russians just went for a frontal assault. Quite is cold. I think -1. Now, what are these things here? Let's go and have a look at these ones. They're a bit easier to get to. Right, I'm on 5%. I'll have to change the battery on this. Yeah, I don't know. There's a few of them dotted around here. Right, let's move on. Let's get back into Germany. But it's quite interesting. So this wasn't the same German army from 3 years before that conquered all of Europe. France, Belgium, Netherlands, Norway. Pushed the Germans back and back, bleeding them dry. So yeah, it was roughly about this time of year. It's April the 6th now, so it's April. This is 2025. But look at the view. So this is a ridgeline 40-50 metres high. The Germans had a massive killing field. Dominates the area. But they had no chance. Within 2 days they were overrun and the Russians marched on to Berlin for the final battle to defeat the Third Reich. Yeah, quite impressive. So I think the next place, we're going to go to a few more places here. There's a museum at Seelow. We'll go and have a look at that. And then I think there's another, oh sorry, I didn't plug you out of shot then. There's another place I'd like to have a look at, similar to this place. But yeah, what a pointless battle, really. Right, it's a bit windy up here, so I hope there's not too much wind noise. I have got the mic on. But yeah, let's just take a moment. I'll put the camera down. Now there was old men and young boys. The last stand of the German army. And the Russians were coming towards them from that direction. Let's just take a moment with the noise of battle all around. I hope that wasn't too dramatic, but let's move on to the next place. We're still in Seelow Heights. We'll move to another part of the ridgeline, have a look there, and then we'll actually go to Seelow, where there's a museum. I think it's got some Russian tanks, T-55s, not T-55s, T-35s, and some other stuff. So we'll go and have a look, and go from there. Oh, there's someone walking up here. Have I parked my car in the wrong place? Am I going to have an angry German having a go at me? Oh no, he was a friendly German. There's more here. You just see it in this tree line. So this is the opposite ridge lines to where we just were. Look at that killing ground there. This was a position here. I'll put a caption on the screen of how many lives were lost, etc. Okay, here we are in Seelow, the town. Just going to have a look round. There's a viewing point to look out again over towards Poland, and there's some old Russian equipment here as well. So we'll have a look and then see if we can find some more trench lines. Stalin's organ. Is it Stalin's organ? I think they called that. The old Russians love their rocket launchers, rocket artillery. There it is. The tank T-34 that shocked the German army. That's why they developed Tiger tank and the Panther. Right, so here we are at another area of the front line. This is to the south of Seelow. place called Mallnow, Mallnow. You can see all crater impacts there. As we can see here, there's some trench lines here. Now, some of the young boys survived. Some 16-year-olds were captured and they were sent to Siberia. In the gulags, hard labour, 16. Right, I think that's about it for Seelow Heights. There's not much more to see. Get the pun. So that's about it for this trip, I think. I've got to travel back through Germany now, France, and catch the Channel Tunnel back. I think Berlin's going to be a different trip. Probably go Poland again and do a lot more on the Eastern Front, because that looks really interesting. Stuart, who I was in the army with, at his house, there's some woods, and we went up in the woods and there's all foxholes, etc. in there, which was a German defensive line, obviously on the Eastern Front retreat. Apparently some old guy that lives in their village reckons there's about 100 Germans buried up there. But yeah, that'd be quite interesting to have a look around there. He lives about, I don't know, hour and 20, hour and 30 minutes south of Wolf's Lair. So yeah, it wasn't too far to travel. It was good to see him. I haven't seen him for a while. He was in the 90s, I think. So yeah, so take your pies for now. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.